Hello, so I'm just wondering who in this room is their first time voting? 2020 is the first year you are eligible to vote. Okay, so for many of us, this is our first election year where we're eligible, whether that be by absentee ballot or in-person voting. So my speech is going to be demonstrating how to vote in person and absentee, the steps you must take in order to get a ballot, and where and how it's all going to work. So I'm first going to start off with absentee voting. So you first have to apply and get an application. So you're going to need your driver's license number and your social security number. And then the ballot is going to come later in the mail once it's approved. So once you get your ballot, this is what it's going to look like. So I know it's very hard to see, but they separate each candidate by state, county, and the legislative, and then the partisan. So it pretty much goes from local to national voting, and they separated by Democrat and Republican, or whoever is nominated for that year. So you're gonna have 2 sheets of that, and then after you're done filling out your application, you're gonna put the application into what's called a secrecy envelope. Unfortunately, I do not have that for you today. But after you put your application in or your ballot in the secrecy envelope, you're going to put that secrecy envelope into the return envelope. And then you have to make sure that this is the back of the return envelope, and you have to make sure you sign this or your ballot will not be counted. And you have to make sure, so you can either turn them in in person to your local clerk, and you can look that up on your state's voting website, or you can mail it in. But you have to make sure you give yourself enough time to make sure that your ballot got in by 8 p.m. on election day, or they won't be counted. Next is voting in person. So if you haven't already registered to vote, it's relatively easy. Just look up on Google the registration, Michigan's registration to vote. You're going to need your social security number and your driver's license as well. So on election day, you're going to arrive at your county precinct. So your county precinct is just where everybody in the county meets up, and it's one secluded voting location for the area that you live in. So you're going to need your voter's registration certificate, which that will come once you register, or if you don't have that yet, you can use your driver's license. So, depending on what precinct, there's gonna be a few different ways of voting. You can vote by the paper ballot or a computerized ballot. So when it comes to voting, step 3 is you're gonna vote. So step 1, you're gonna go to your county precinct. You're gonna register. Then on election day, you're gonna go to your precinct. Step 3 is actual voting. So there's 3 different ways that you'll be able to vote: with paper and pencil. And that's when you're going to completely fill out the oval next to who you're going to be voting for. The second is going to be a hole puncher. So you're going to have a little hole punch, and then next to the name that you want, who you're voting for, you're going to put a hole, just a little hole punch. And then the next is a computerized. They're going to walk you to a little private voting booth, and then you're just going to click on the nominees that you want to vote for. Step 4 is you're going to review your voting selection. So you have the option to look back, make sure that nothing happened, and that you are totally competent and ready for the people that you're voting for. Once you're done, you slip your ballot, either paper or your hole puncher ballot, into the designated voting box, or your computerized ballot, you can just click submit. And then you'll get a little sticker that says I voted, and you're all set. Thank you.